John, it's a hard-fought game. How did you see it?
Yeah, I thought first half we probably had the better chances. I thought we should have gone in, a couple of goals ahead, but we didn't. And then obviously that's off to their defence in doing what they do. And then second half, I think we sort of come off a little bit. I think we give the ball away at times cheaply. And they asked more questions of us. And then in terms of our defence was on top in the second half and keeping the ball out of our end.
Do you feel like that's an opportunity missed, though? Do you feel like there was 3 points there for you today, just a little bit more clinical, perhaps?
Yes, well, that's what we said. We were coming here to win the game. We said that in the first half. At half time because of the first half shown. We've missed chances, and you've got to take your chances when they come. And the good thing about it, we are creating chances. So that's it. We scored goals in the past. And it wasn't for the one to try. And Tyler's gone through, and probably too easy. Maybe I don't know. He's hit it too hard instead of placing it. I don't know. Only Tyler can answer that question. But I think we should have been in the lead in the first half, and then second half, as I said, I think our defence was on top.
And obviously Charlie Caton's header is going in, isn't it? And it's cleared away off the line. But likewise in the second half, you had a couple of good moments of defending yourselves to keep the ball out. Yeah,
it's what I said, Gary. In terms of our defence was on top in the second half when it had to be, and I think it was Charlie Brown who's cleared it off the line. So it was probably two teams probably wanting to try and win the game. Us more so in the first half, maybe them showing it a bit more in the second half. But then also two defences not wanting to concede a goal.
From your point of view, a clean sheet is that's first of the season, I think, for you, isn't it? A clean sheet, so that's something to build on. And a point away from home, you might look back at this and think, well, at the time we were a bit disappointed, but looking back now, that's not a bad point.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Any point away from home is always a good one. It doesn't matter who you play against. As I said, at the moment is they've been struggling, having the troubles themselves. But you can see that they're fighting for the team, fighting for the club, for themselves, I should say. So. A team that didn't want to give anything away really, but we just didn't capitalise in the first half, and at took a point if you're not going to win the game.
You made a couple of positive substitutions though. You brought on a couple of forward players, clearly trying to win the game towards the end. Yeah,
well, as I said, Gary, that's what we set out to do initially. We'd worked on that Thursday, Friday. The lads had seen the game plan. We had a plan setting traps in terms of letting them have the ball, and then we were getting joy with that, and then we were hurting them, but we tried to hurt them. But as I said, when the chances that you create and you make, then you've got to take them, and that'll change the game. If the first goal's always massive in the game, but unfortunately we couldn't get that.
Taking the positives, a point at home last week against a decent Grimsby side, and away from home on the road, another point. I know it's only a point, and you're still searching for that first win, but these are things to build on, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've only played 5 games, so we've played cup games, obviously. But you've got to build on that. You've got to take all the positives out of it, which we do. We also look at where the learning comes from and how we can be better. But you can see how the lads are trying for the team. They're trying the best. They're giving it everything. In terms of defensively, you can see the attacking threat that we pose going forwards. And it's just got to take one goal to go in, and then that there'll be lift off hopefully.
We've only got a few days left in the transfer window. Is anything happening? Are you hoping to bring more in? Anybody leaving?
Well, at the moment, no, there's nobody leaving, which is a good thing. I can't wait for it to close, to be honest, Gary. But there's one or two little things going on behind the scenes. But as I said, it's whether they come off or not. So it just remains to be seen.